Jessica regretted calling out at such a bad time. Kanan always looked sullen, but he had some bad days and some better days. Unfortunately, this reaction was the former. All that confidence and effort she'd built up practicing in front of a mirror all night was wiped out in about 5 seconds. Jessica turned bright red and hung her head. When he saw that, Kanan sighed. Jessica thought that he was exasperated with her and her face went pale.
Shannon から聞いています。お嬢様の学校の文化祭へお供するようにというお話ですか。
え？Oh yeah, Shannon knew for a fact that Jessica wasn't going to choke on the big moment. Of course she did. God damn it. That fucking cringy grin. Just like... fucking kills me every time.
シャノンから当日は特にお嬢様にお仕えするよう厳命されております。僕は高校には行ったことがないので分かりませんが、何でも男性の付き人がいないと大変肩身が狭い場だとか、後宮本家令嬢が庶民に劣ることがあってはならないと特に厳命。シャノンは後でぶっ殺す。
Jessica kept yelling with a strange voice and a broken smile, like a tea kettle filled with boiling water. As Kanan watched this, he sighed again. Kanan wasn't an idiot either. He fully understood what Jessica intended by inviting him. But to be honest, playing along with Jessica's love game seemed like it'd be nothing more than an annoyance to him. However, Shannon had asked him over and over. He was deeply indebted to her, so he couldn't refuse. And that brooch was in his pocket. Could this strange turn of events have been brought about by the magic power residing in this brooch? Ridiculous. But he remembered what Shannon had said to him that day. Could Shannon see something he couldn't? I don't understand Shannon's feelings. Your furniture. As if we could ever become anything more. It was a truly odd exchange between Jessica, who was still rambling on in a strange voice, and Kanan, who sighed deeply. Oh. Oh, no, that was just a flashback. That's why I'm like, why are we fading to gray? What's happening? Yeah, now we're present day. Yep. As my friends all gathered together, they were looking this way with the hard-to-describe expressions, whispering to each other in small voices that weren't small anymore. My attempt to play dumb felt pretty transparent, even to me. Did I really just say, sorry, who is it? Like, I don't know who just showed up. Ah, it's useless, it's useless! My mind's going blank. I don't know what to think about that outfit. Oh god. Oh fuck. She really is into little kids, as if that's something they've been fully expecting out of her this whole time. Oh, that's fucked. I love it. Just like the fucking scaling differences between the two different sprites. It's just... No, Jessica's just really up in the forefront.
昇降口がわからなかったもので遅くなって申し訳ございません。いや、 シャノンが普段着では良くないと言って先日一緒に買い物似合いませんでしたでしょうか。
そんなことないよ。シャノン、後で2階級特進。
なんだかここは女の人ばかりで居心地が悪いです。
だよな。さ、ここじゃなくてステージの方に行こうぜ。もうすぐ私たちの出番だからさ。さ。
Jessica seemed just as uncomfortable. It looked like being bathed in everyone's interested gazes was hard on her. When he saw Jessica's appearance, Canon thought he might have made things difficult for her by coming.
なんだか迷惑をおかけしているような気がします。お邪魔だったでしょうか。
そんなことないって。
僕がお邪魔でしたらいつでも言ってくだされば。
僕だ。邪魔なんかじゃないよ、カノ君。彼氏感じるな。
Jesus.
僕はどうしていればいいでしょうか。
お嬢って呼ばせてるの？羊系来たこれ。
My God.
今日はお嬢様はラーメン。
そうですか。わかりました。ジェシカ様。
しつけ済みのさまつけだ。ごめん、カノン君。3秒でいいから目つぶっててくれるかな。キス。
Jesus Christ. Oh goddamn.
ではつまります。
Bang thunk. Oh, she's fucking whapping all her friends. By the time Count opened his eyes, a horrible tragedy had occurred in the room. Everyone had been driven into the walls, their arms and legs outstretched. Jessica had slipped her brass knuckles back into her pocket before Count's eyes opened. Jesus Christ.
とにかくステージの方に行こう。
Oh my God, Jessica, you brutal bitch. Oh my God. Bitch brought the fucking brass knuckles and just literally fucking assaulted everyone in this room. How do you have any friends? Like, I get, laying a good whop on some of them, but you brought the fucking knuckles with you? God damn, girl. Sheesh.
私たちの出番はもうすぐだからしばらく席で待っててよ。
Your turn's coming up soon. I hope you didn't beat up any of your bandmates. Or then we're gonna.
私たちは準備あるからさ。
They're gonna be too bruised to perform.
この先突き当たりまで行けば仮設舞台があるからわかるぜ。そこで待ってて。
She pushed Kanon's back as he seemed to be having trouble moving himself and chased him out. Even though Kanon was confused by Jessica's attitude and her panicky state, which he'd never seen before, he followed her instructions and headed in the direction she had indicated. After seeing him off with an awkward smile, Jessica slammed the door shut and yelled loudly.
さ見たね。見たでしょ。満足した。ざまあねえぜ。賭けに負けた。絶対ジェシに彼氏なんかいないと思ってたのに。彼氏じゃないんでしょ。使用人へのパワハラでしょ。ジェシの彼氏素敵だお。いやかわす。ほら準備。
When Jessica took the brass knuckles out of her pocket again, everyone energetically returned to their tasks. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Jesus, you crazy bitch. You really do take after your fucking aunt, don't you? Fucking psycho. Kanon went down the corridor Jessica had shown him, ran into a temporary stage setup where the vending machine should have been. It was probably being rented by the hour by some group or club. The ones singing were student groups, but the crowd was still incredibly excited. Disliking that clatter, he leaned against a wall in the darkness by himself. So this is what they call high school. Sure is noisy, it sure is. That's what Kanan thought. Then he remembered Jessica just now, acting in a way that he'd never seen before. Honestly, she was in such high spirits that alcohol might have been involved. To him, remaining composed and intellectual at all times was the highest virtue. In that sense, it's very hard for Kanan to get used to the atmosphere of a school cultural festival. He had a responsibility to report everything he saw and heard to the master. So he also had to report about how Jessica had acted without restraint earlier. Oof. At the very least, it was not fitting for the daughter of the Ushiromi head family. Oh, he about to snitch? Come on, Kanon. The master, Kraus-sama, and especially Natsuki-sama, will probably be angry. If I'm to report in a way that protects Milady, should I blame it on inappropriate school friends? Oh. Kanon thought back on how Jessica had acted earlier and sighed again. He could understand Natsu's headache a little now. Come to think of it, Natsuki-sama, as the president of the PTA, was supposed to go to an informal gathering after attending the ceremony in the gymnasium. She said she wouldn't be able to see Milady's performance, didn't she? That's probably for the best. Several female students kept glancing at me. It seems they're all whispering the same things Milady's school friend said, and it's truly unpleasant. Come to think of it, didn't Shannon warn me? If you walk alone at something like a school festival, you'd better watch out, because lots of strange people will come and talk to you. Just as expected, a group of girls I'd never met started talking to me. Their stares started to make my back tingle. Didn't she tell me some magic words that could chase them off in times like this? Ah, it worked. Instant reaction. No, that got rid of them, but it hasn't really changed the number of people staring at me. There's no way I'll ever come to a place like this again. Understandable. Kanon sighed for about the zillionth time that day. When he did, the lighting changed, and the standing audience started cheering. He looked around and realized that there was suddenly a large group of people there. And unlike earlier, they were mostly guys. With this huge crowd, he couldn't even see the stage. Fortunately, there was a fallen beer case nearby, so he tried using that as a footstool. Wait. There was a beer case? Huh? Fallen beer case? Bro, this is high school. Ain't no way they got high schoolers chugging beer on campus. Nah. You wildin'. I don't know, unless the 80s was just a very different time. Which is true. Their leader is Milady. She's changed into stage clothes and she's even holding a guitar. I didn't know she could play. And again, maybe she can. Then again, maybe she can play. I've seen her practicing air guitar before. Natsuki-sama wouldn't approve of any hobbies outside of study. Maybe she was always practicing in secret. Come to think of it, she's been returning really late from school recently, hasn't she? Maybe she's been practicing at school, far away from Natsuki-sama's prying eyes. It really is for the best that Natsuki-sama didn't come. If Milady were to get scolded by Natsuki-sama after putting so many hours of practice in, she'd probably be dejected. I could hear Jessica-sama's forceful voice through the speakers. Jessie-sama? Maybe that's her nickname at school. The students in the audience kept calling out that name. I'm a little offended by that crude name. It's inappropriate for Milady. Jessica-sama was in high spirits as they kept shouting Jessie-sama. Everyone here was probably a fan. Her mic performance picked up on that and electrified them even more. It was almost like a music program on TV. At first he thought this was all silly, but that feeling had changed into appreciation. It was incredible in its own way. Kanon never listened to music of his own free will, but he'd often heard the kind of music the Ushiromi family liked. Since it was almost all classical, Kanon had naturally taken a liking to that kind of music. Yeah, that's not at all what Jessica's going to be playing, I can guarantee that much. So to count on, the song Jessica sang was, how should you say it, extremely colorful. In any case, if Natsuki-sama heard it, she'd probably faint. What? I don't know what to feel right now, but everyone looked like they were having a really good time. Some die-hard fans, who had even brought pen lights, sang along and danced crazily with the same movements, almost as though it had been planned ahead. On the stage, Jessica-sama also sang enthusiastically, dripping with sweat. I couldn't find a single element that was appropriate for a daughter of the Ushiromiya family. But it looked like so much fun. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is this? The fuck was that? I'm guessing these are all like lyrics. I don't know what. Okay. Like, okay. Whatever, it's over now. That's all that matters. I must not go along with it, but at any rate, Milady is full of life and looks like she's having a great time. As I watched Milady enjoying herself, I thought, could this be Ushiromiya Jessica's true nature? Don't I know better than anyone that during her life on Rokkanjima, she had no choice but to kill her sense of self? So the time she spends, not as Milady, successor of the Ushiromiya family, but as a single girl called Jessica, living life to the fullest, must be very important to her. I've worked close to Milady, seeing her in all seasons, and thought I knew everything about her. That was all limited to one side of her, the Milady of Rokkanjima. We are furniture. We serve on Rokkanjima and end our lives in Rokkanjima. So I've come to think of Rokkanjima itself as our whole world. As though, like in a Ptolemaic theory, the ocean spilled off the end of the world into an abyss. But when I look at Milady like this, I can see how horribly narrow the outlook is. I still can't go along with the excitement of the crowd, but I feel like I can see something that cannot be seen on Rokkanjima. I'm not sure if this is the unseeable thing that Shannon was talking about, but the ocean still doesn't look blue to me. Okay. Well, that was an interesting experience. I'll say that much. Okay.
今日はジェシカの学校の文化祭だったな。校長先生はお元気でおられたかね。
ええ、お元気なようでした。そうそう、高宮議員もおいでになっておりました。あなたによろしくと特に言っておりましたよ。
相変わらずご多忙そうかね。
そのようでした。あの方も精力的な方です。そうそう、あと榎本会長もおいででしたっけ。
Naturally, the topic of Jessica's cultural festival came up at dinner. School events often became social gatherings for local volunteers. It was the same for the Ushiromiya family, who were celebrities around here. Natsu remembered the name of one VIP after another at that social gathering, telling Kraus the news about them. Jessica didn't really have any interest in that discussion and rudely slurped her pumpkin soup. Ugh.
お嬢様、あまりお行儀がよろしくないかと。
へいへい、そりゃあ悪かったぜ。
ジェシカ、そういう言葉遣いは改めるよういつも言っていますよ。
はい。
Jessica answered, discouraged. When he saw that, Kraus smiled a little and paused his conversation with Nazi.
ジェシカの方はどうだったかね、文化祭は。
Kraus knows something, doesn't he? He's like, how was the festival for you? She's like, oh, it's just fine. He's like, then why have I heard about this?
ああ、まあ、
見ていましたよ。よく頑張っていましたね。
Jessica's face turned bright red. She probably had imagined that Nazi would actually come to see her on stage. She felt a mix of happiness and embarrassment. Actually, I really wanted her mother to watch since she didn't want to be told that her music was inappropriate for the Shiromia family. But it certainly didn't make her unhappy to hear her parents say she'd done a good job after watching her try her best.
ジェシカもなかなか落ち着きと貫禄が出てきましたね。生徒代表にふさわしい振る舞いでしたよ。
Yeah, I figured it was gonna be something. The smile that had been there until a second ago crumbled like sand. Jessica immediately realized that her mom was talking about something different. Jessica was also the school student president. She had no interest in doing something so annoying, but her parents had been pushy, so she'd grudgingly accepted. Unfortunately, she was popular at school, so she won the election easily. So Nazi was praising her for the student council sponsorship ceremony at the beginning of the cultural festival. Actually, she had just carried out that half-heartedly. After that, she immediately met up with her friends and held a stage rehearsal for the rest of the time.
人の上に立ち責任を背負うという経験は必ず将来役に立つ。後ろ宮家の人間としてきっとジェシカを成熟させてくれるだろう。
ただ挨拶が少し早口でした。内容は及第点でしたが、早い口調はそれを薄れさせます。一呼吸置く癖をつけるといいでしょう。
After she finished eating, Jessica didn't feel like going straight to her room. Her room was basically the place her parents had ordered her to be. So perhaps for Jessica, instead of returning to her own room, being in an unknown location in this large mansion was a meager form of resistance.